Hello, my name is Nicole. I've been doing project management for 5 years and I have been actively on ClickUp for the last three. I'm also skilled at other project management software like Jira and Asana. Most comfortably, I love ClickUp, and I have built ClickUp for two organizations from very start to onboarding them onto the platform all the way to creating workflows and processes within this platform. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So when you first start with ClickUp, you're going to automatically be redirected to the home. You'll see the workspace name at the very top. Most organizations live under one workspace, but in some cases, you'll have organizations that have multiple workspaces, just depending. With that being said, your home screen is going to just think of this as your bird's eye view for the day. You can show it'll show things like your work, your agenda, things that are assigned to you, and your personal list that you can create. This is totally customizable. So if you click on manage cards, you can remove and or add to your view. You can also change what you want to see and prioritize what you want to see at the top of this screen. This will make a lot more sense once we start jumping in and creating and building out the platform. With that being said, it's similar to the inbox, because right now we are literally starting all the way from scratch. But in a little bit here, I will go over the importance of the inbox. And this is what I always preach to the team, in which I'm training to live out of. You absolutely need to be living out of the inbox if you want to be super successful and you want to ensure that you're extremely efficient and you're not getting overwhelmed, especially if you have multiple workspaces, which we'll go over here in a second, within the main workspace, okay? We also have docs. ClickUp has a great feature called wikis, which we'll go over as well. And the wikis are essentially tied to AI. And it's just a great resource if you decide to upgrade to the AI. Dashboards, again, super important, but we're doing bare bones. This will allow you to pull custom reports based off of preset fields and or custom fields that you decide to create. Whiteboard is going to be like your lucid chart, where it showcases, or you can create like different flow charts and diagrams, matrices, concept maps, things like that. Forms is going to give you feedback forms, just project intake, requests, job applications, things like that if you are in an HR field. Clips, it's actually similar to Loom, where you can actually create clips within ClickUp. And with that being said, you'll be able to go over the clips and with your team and share them directly in tasks, which again, we'll share a little bit later. Pulse is essentially capacity. How much capacity does your team have? Are they online? Are they offline? Things like that. It'll show all of that. And then goals are going to be milestones that you can set with your team and or your company. Timesheets is something a little bit newer that I really never had to use, because typically, and this is great for project management, because if you know that as a project manager, sometimes you have to track the time of your team. And this is going to help you track that time so that you can understand the capacity of your team when you're delegating out tasks. Okay. And then you can, as you can see, these are all pinned, but let's just say you want to unpin something, you can always do that and you can repin it. So now that we've got the basic out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into creating this space. So to start off with, you're going to click on create space. You're going to name this space, and I'm going to do this as an operations, because that's what I'm currently in space, and how I would run this, how I would create from the very beginning an operations space. Now you're going to click on starter because it's easier to build on the starter workflow. And from there, as you can see, we have this operation space, and under that we have a list. Now within list, you can just have a space, and then under you can have a list, or you can have a space, a folder, and a list. I like to add, if you click on this plus button, a folder. So and I'm going to go ahead and delete this list that automatically comes when you create a new space. So now we have the operations folder, and under that we have a list. And I'm going to create one more list, folder. And I'm going to do payroll. And that's going to be it, just for the sake of this example. And then again, a list is automatically created. And then when in each of these folders, and the way that I always describe it to my team is, think of these folders as literally a manila folder. The space is going to be like the room, the space that houses the folders, or like an organizing cabinet. And the manila folders are literally going to be the folders. And in those folders, they're going to be pieces of paper. That would be your list. This is how you're going to be tracking your tasks. So now that I have that, I'm going to name this daily, and I'm going to name this and again, guys, this is just an example. Please let me know if you all would like me to get into more depth on building very robust and automated workspaces, because I can also go into that. But I'm about to actually run out of time, so you're going to have to go to part 2. See you then.